This Zoom session is brought to you by the zero-dimensional fractal picture of itself. All right, for today, we will be doing word problems. Since last time we talked about solving linear systems, here we have word problems which get solved by linear systems. And since the best way to do word problems is to do by example. Okay, for here, number 15, we have two what are called supplementary angles that differ by 80 degrees. What are the angles? Now, okay, I give these angles the names alpha and beta, Greek letters A and B. It's traditional to use Greek for geometry. Supplementary angles means that they add up to a straight angle, 180 degrees, like this. So alpha plus beta is 180. Now, without loss of generality, let's say alpha is the bigger of the two, so they differ by 80. Alpha minus beta is 80. Alpha plus beta is 180, alpha minus beta is 80. So, okay, first we can combine the equations by adding, then the b's cancel. And if we add, we get 2a equals 180 plus 80 is 260. 2 alpha is 260, dividing by 2, alpha is 130 degrees. We can eliminate the alpha by subtracting equations, all this minus all this. The alpha minus alpha cancels. Beta minus negative beta, that's beta plus beta, or 2 beta. 180 minus 80 is 100. 2 beta is 100, so divide by 2, beta is 50 degrees. So the answers are 130 degrees and 50 degrees. And like I say, I recommend that you put the answer in a single box and somehow mark it so that I can see it. 442. Oh my, here we have the president's and the vice president's salary. They add to 627,300. They differ by 172,700. What are those two salaries? We call it P be the president's salary and V be the vice president's salary. P plus V equals 627,300. P minus V is 172,700. Solve for P and solve for V. Again, this can be we can solve by adding equations and subtracting them. If we add equations combined by adding, then the V's cancel, leaving only a 2P. On the right, this plus this makes 800,000 even. So P is half of that, 400,000. We can solve for V by subtracting equations. P minus P cancels. V minus a negative V is V plus V is 2V. And these differ by 454,600. So dividing by 2, V equals 227,300. So $400,000 per year for the president, $227,300 per year for the vice president. I wonder if they've changed that since then. Here we have an IMAX screen. Length L, width W, what are they going to be? The width is 26 feet less than the length, and the perimeter, the distance around, is 332 feet. Okay, so width equals length minus 26. That's what this says. Perimeter is length plus width, twice the length, plus twice the width. 2L plus 2W equals 332. Now this we can solve by substitution. W is L minus 26. So everywhere we have this W here, we'll replace by L minus 26, as here. 2L plus twice L minus 26 is 332. Now, all right, at this point, it's a matter of if we distribute the 2L plus 2L minus twice 26 is 52 equals 332. Next, we transpose the 52. We add it to both sides and get 2L plus 2L equals 332 plus 52. Combining everything, 4L equals 384, divide by 4. L equals 384 over 4, which is 96. And then W is L minus 26, so that's 96 minus 26, or 7. So the IMAX screen is 96 feet long and 70 feet wide. Here we have, I think it's sort of what's called a mixture problem. Ice cream cones cost $1.80 each. Sundays cost $3.30 each, and I bet that's way obsolete prices. Oh well. Now 148 items of cones and sundaes cost a total of $360.90. How many cones? How many sundaes? All right, so let's C be the number of cones. S is the number of sundaes. This is 148 of these treats in total. That means that C plus S equals 148. Now the price of the cone is $1.80 each. Since they're C cones, they add up to 1.80 C. The sundaes cost $3.3 each, times S cones is 3.3 S. 1.8 C plus 3.3 S equals the total cost of 360.9. I guess I've been dropping the last zeros at the end. Never mind. So here's a 2x2 system. For this one, we can solve by substitution. If C plus S equals 148, then S is 148 minus C. Just transpose the C. Now we can substitute, for this S, we can substitute 148 minus C, and that into that, and you get 1.8 C plus 3.3 times S, which is 148 minus C, equals 360.9. All right, now here we distribute the 3.3 and get 1.8 C plus, this times this is 488.4 minus 3.3 C equals 360.9. Next step is to transpose the 448 over to the other side. So you get 1.8 C minus 3.3 C equals 360 minus 488.4. Combining everything on the left, you get negative 1.5 C. On the right, you get negative 127.5. To isolate C, divide both sides by negative 1.5. To get C equals negative 127.5 over negative 1.5, which is 85. S is 148 minus C, so that would be 148 minus 85, which is 63. So therefore, 85 cones and 63 sundaes.
I'm sorry. I just have a quick question, if I may.
Please.
Is it okay, because I feel more comfortable without using the C or the S, or just using X, Y? Would that be okay also?
Whatever
It's letters are for me to use.
Yeah, use whatever letters. Although at the end, it's good form to translate back into words. So many cones, so many sundaes. I use C and S because it's sort of odd, because it's the mnemonic. But X and Y are fine. But again, like I say, at the end, you really should translate back into something like English. Because if you just said X is this and Y is that, then, well, imagine you're working for Dilbert's boss, and Dilbert's boss says, what's this X and what's this Y? You see? So for word problems, use whatever letters you like, but at the end, please translate back. Okay?
Noted. Thank you.
No problem. Here's a wind speed problem, an airspeed problem. An airplane flies with the wind 800 miles in 4 hours. So you add the airplane speed and the wind speed. It flies back in 5 hours. It's flying against the wind, so you subtract the velocities. How fast is the airplane in still air? How fast is the wind? Now, A is the airplane speed. W is the wind speed. When the airplane is going with the wind, they add up, their velocities add up, and it goes 800 miles in 4 hours, miles per hour. The airplane speed minus the wind speed going against the wind, it'll be somewhat slower, 800 miles divided by 5 hours, divided by 5 hours. Okay, so that's 200 and that's 160. A plus W is 200, A minus W is 160. And here I'm using A and W just because, for mnemonics sake. It's a convenience, that's all. And again, you could use X and Y if you wish. All right, so here, simple enough. To eliminate W, we combine the equations by adding. Get 2A, W cancels. 200 plus 160 is 360. 2A is 360. Divide both sides by 2 and get A equals 360 over 2, which is 180. So A is 180. We can combine these equations by subtracting, then A minus A cancels. W minus negative W is 2W. 200 minus 160 is 40. 2W equals 40. Divide both sides by 2. Get W equals 40 divided by 2. That's 20. So Airplane speed is 180 miles per hour. Wind speed is 20 miles per hour. This is what's known as a mixture problem. We are mixing some ammonia solution with some other ammonia solution and getting some ammonia solution of intermediate strength. X ounces of 4% ammonia solution plus Y ounces of 12% ammonia solution yield 128 ounces of 9% ammonia solution. How much of each? What's X, what's Y? Here I am using X and Y. All right, now if you look at the total ounces, it's 128 total ounces from X plus Y. So X plus Y is 128. Now 4% of X ounces is ammonia, 12% of Y ounces is ammonia, and they add up, 0.04X plus 0.112Y equals 9% of 128. 9% of 128, that's 11.52. X plus Y equals 128, 0.04X plus 1.12Y equals 11.52. That's a 2-by-2 system, and this time I could just use Cramer's rule. So it's a ratio of determinants. Oh, my goodness. I may have erred here. Did I do Cramer's rule before? Did I cover Cramer's rule? Yes? No? Oh, I may have made a presentational error. Let me double check this. Did we do Cramer's rule? No, I didn't. Oh, I am so sorry. Cramer's rule. Well, okay. Well, let me just sort of momentarily turn this off and show where there is this extra credit set, which I allow you, which I encourage you to use in the modules. Here we go. Cramer's rule. There we go. This is a whole rule of how to solve general 2-by-2 systems. It involves these things called determinants, which are actually AD minus BC, and it's actually a fairly simple way to do it. Well, all right, never mind that. So where were we? 4, yes. All right. Well, okay. I jumped a bit ahead. My apologies, but all right. You can use elimination and substitution and so on, and then you'll get X equals 48 and Y equals 80. So 48 ounces of the 4% solution and 80 ounces of the 12% solution. I suppose I owe you a little description of Cramer's rule in a bit. So that ends chapter section 4.4. So let us stop the recording for now.